name is Ning and I come from Thailand. I'm in a women's golf team right now.
Alright, what are your initial impressions when you think about American culture?
My initial impression is they are very straightforward, which is different from where I came from, which is Thailand. Like, we would think a lot before we talk, but I like the way how you guys do it more because it makes everything go faster.
Alright, when you meet someone from a different culture, what do you remember most about him or her?
From every culture, I'll remember the way how they treat me the most, which is like pretty important to me because I want to remember in a good way if they treat me nice, so I can react with them in the right way.
How do you think people are in America compared to Thailand?
Like, we are totally different though. Comparing Thai to Americans, like different in every way, the way how we talk, the way how we think. So it was a big change for me when I moved here.
Yeah. So, when it comes to conflict, do you prefer to handle it directly or avoid it altogether?
If I am with my friend, I'll handle it directly, but with the people who are older than me, I'll avoid it for most of the time.
What factors affected you most when you came here?
I'll say that it's a cultural wise, from the way how you speak, how you think, and food and everything, it's just different. It was totally different from where I came from, so I had to adjust myself a lot.
I'm Katrina Griffin, I'm from Ireland, and I'm on the Toledo women's golf team.
Alright, what are some stereotypes about your culture?
Well, mainly I think a lot of Americans see that we have red hair, blue eyes, pale skin, and freckles. That seems to be a big stereotype. And also, a lot of people seem to think that we drink a lot of alcohol. Yeah, I think they're the main stereotypes.
Alright, so in Ireland, do you find time tangible or not tangible?
Well, in Ireland, it's a lot more relaxed and laid back than here. If you're on time in Ireland, you're normally very early, but when you're on time here, you're definitely late. You normally have to be about 20 minutes early, maybe half an hour early here. It's a lot more on time than Ireland.
What communication styles do you use to avoid uncertainty with others?
Well, if anything, I change my accent because if my Irish accent comes out too strong, a lot of Americans wouldn't really know what I'm saying. I also have to change the way I write. Like, we spell a lot of words differently. Like, we add a U into the word color and other words, so I just have to be aware of how I spell things.
Go. Hi, my name's Rani. I'm a freshman. I'm from Melbourne, Australia, and I play tennis.
What were your initial impressions of American people before coming to the U.S.?
Well, I thought that Americans were loud and fun, and I also thought that they invest a lot of money in the college systems compared to Australia with like the big sports fields and all the big games they have. And also my older sister, who's 21, so she's been in America for a year and a half, longer than I have. And she gave me an insight as to how the college system works and what the people are like. And yeah.
What are some stereotypes of people from Australia?
So one stereotype is called a bogan, and that stereotype is basically saying like a typical Australian who drinks a lot of beer, has a really Aussie accent, like really strong, and is just loud and just gets drunk and just cooks everything on the barbie. and another stereotype is just like, I guess kangaroos run everywhere, and that we have pet kangaroos, which we don't, by the way. Yeah.
What communication strategies do you use to reduce uncertainty when interacting with others?
So some examples would be when I say like jumper, which is a sweatshirt here, or I say crumb chicken, which is breaded chicken here, or like fish as well, like crumb fish, or it's breaded fish here. Also in Australia we say indicator for the blinker in a car, and also I say for the tracksuit pants I call them trackies.
So how do you, when you use those words and somebody has no idea what you're talking about, what are some ways that you like explain what you're trying to talk about?
Well, I just kind of use an example and just try and explain it on the spot to them, and just so they understand what I'm trying to say.
Okay. In Australia, do people prefer to handle conflict directly or avoid it altogether?
People prefer to directly deal with conflict, I think. They'd rather do things face to face than like over text or over the phone, just because it's a little easier. And you can actually see how they feel, I guess.
What has affected you most when traveling to the United States?
Well, there's a few things, but I think first is the time difference, because we're in Australia, we're 16 hours ahead, so trying to like communicate with like family and friends is a little tricky sometimes, but I manage. Also, I'd have to say the roads, like they're opposite in Australia, so trying to cross the road is hard sometimes. I don't know where the cars are coming from. The food's a little different too, like just the way it's like cooked. I think we have like more. We eat more like steak and steamed veggies, and there's a lot more options for like fast food here than there is in Australia.